Hey, this is Alex again. I'm going to be changing the accumulator on a 1999 Jeep Cherokee 4-liter straight 6. So the first thing we're going to do is you got a 13mm nut here holding this line on. Then that line will just pull out. And you've got a, I don't know if you can see that. You got an 8mm nut right here holding on the bracket that holds the accumulator in place. So you got to loosen that up. You probably don't have to take it off, just loosen it up. And you can get it, and you got this line, you need a line tool to get this off. Well, this is a safety, you just pop that off and then you can get at the line. It's a little bit easier to get at if you take off these two 10mm bolts holding this evap or emission sensor, whichever, holding that in place. You remove that, you can get at the line easier below it. Alright, I've removed the line, 13mm nut, I loosened up the 8mm bolt. Once you release the lines, you should be able to lift it out without taking that bolt out all the way down there. Next thing, unplug this sensor at the top. Put that to the side. Now, to get the other line off, this fitting just snaps off. You just push it on either side, comes off. And you're going to need a line tool of some kind. This is just a cheapie from, well, I forget where I got it. I got it a couple years ago. This works alright. You can get better ones at AutoZone or Advance Auto. Just they're called AC and fuel line quick disconnects or something like that. And, you got to find the right size. This one, well, and you once you found the right size, I think this is the right one, you've got to push it into the line. Let me show you on the new one I have here. Now this is the line. You're going to actually have to push the tool in to release the line. You push it into this groove right here, and if you push it in, wiggle it around, it will release the line and you'll be able to pull it off. Alright, it's a little bit of a squeeze, but I pushed this in and the line popped off. Wiggle it around a little bit. Apply medium pressure. Don't pull too hard or you might break something. I did it with the tool marked B on here. I used to have the actual sizes written on the sides, but they've worn off, and I'm not sure what size this is. But if you get a whole set of them, you should be able to figure out which one fits. Only one of them will usually fit in there, anyways. So now I got to pull it out. I actually may have to take out this 8mm bolt so I can finish pulling the line all the way out right there. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, I actually only had to loosen it up a little bit more. I didn't have to take it all the way off. And the line came out. And the whole unit should just lift out at this point. Right there. There's the old one. It's trash now. The bracket right here actually comes out. You can push it back on. Now it's time to put the new one in. Here's the new accumulator. I'm about to put this in. Don't forget, not sure if this has oil in it. I don't believe it does. You're going to have to add another 2 ounces when you replace this to the system. You should add about 2 ounces of PAG oil. to it, and that should be good. Of course, after you evacuate the system, but we're just going to bolt this in right now. Alright, get that back in place. This should be the first thing pop back in place. You're going to need to push it till it clicks. To hear a small click, that means it's in place. And when you're doing it, careful not to bunch up or break any of the O-rings on there. They were starting to do that on me, but I stopped them from breaking when putting it on. Next, you want to put this little safety back on. That on there. And looks like you're going to have to reuse that sensor, so I'm going to need that sensor off the old accumulator. Got that sensor put on there. Put a tiny speck of oil on the O-ring to make sure it slides on, and doesn't get caught. Plug in that. Tighten up that 8mm bolt right there. And then yeah, we're gonna have to put this line on after that. Got that 8mm bolt tightened down. Before you put this line on, make sure that you change out this seal. You never want to reuse these seals, especially with them being so cheap. I mean, you can buy the whole pack for the whole system for $7. So, and if you get a new accumulator, which I would never recommend using a used one, you should always get a new one. It should come with a couple of the seals, so just remember to change that before you bolt it up. Alright, now it's fairly important that you don't break these O-rings when you're working on any AC lines. I usually take it and slowly wiggle it into place, so it slowly pushes the O-ring in, moving it in circles. Rather than just pushing it straight in, you may break the O-ring. I've just found that works good for me. Alright, we've got that line bolted on. If you remove this sensor, or solenoid, whatever it is, make sure you put those two 10mm bolts back in, plug this back in, make sure your sensor is plugged in, and that should be everything. And don't forget to add some oil if it did not come with any in it. Usually 2 ounces per main part of the system you replace, the compressor, accumulator, stuff like that. Guess that's it. This has been replacing the accumulator on a 1999 Jeep Cherokee 4-liter straight 6 engine. Thank you for watching.